Hey everyone, it's Sue here. Back, I don't know, I guess I want to say October, I did a lot of jelly plating with the Christmas, theme. And on two of the pages, so these are actually on my mixed media pages that I use, I did jelly plating. And I love these two pages so much, I could not cut them. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them because I just love them so much. So what I decided to do was, well, you know what? I'm just going to do my mixed media on them. And that's what I did. So I have two very different pages here that I'm going to share with you. The jelly plating that I did on both of them, and you can see it most prominently on this particular page, you can see the flowers. It's this stencil right here. This is my all-time favorite stencil. Just beautiful. And if you're interested in that stencil or many other very creative and beautiful stencils, you can check out Tammy at Housewares on Etsy. And so let me get started. So I guess I'll start with this one since I kind of already did. All right, so when I looked at this page, again, all the background, so all it was at that point was the stencil with red paint and green paint. And just stunning, absolutely stunning. So I didn't want to cover up all of the flowers. I wanted to still be able to see, the jelly plating underneath everything that I do, because I tend to cover things up. I do put a lot of layers, but I wanted to be very, very, very careful. So I guess let me start with this little cluster over here. Now these tags right here, this is actually one of the prompts that we had for December Daily was to pull out your paper pads and cut up those cut aparts and use them. So that's what I did. So I used some of those, and I had a couple other little tags that I wanted to use. And this is I want to say a K & Company cutout that I put on top of a 4x4 piece of paper. So that was just one little cluster that I did. And I'll talk about what I put on top of everything at the end. So these little cut aparts were free printables that I get from, I forget the name. You have to subscribe to this particular lady and to get her printables. But anyway, so I use those. Now, as you can see, around everything, here there's some red, here there is black. So around everything, I took either this red FW acrylic artist ink, so that is what you see around this right here, or I took my black Inktense pencil and drew around all of these and then used my water pen to soften it up and liquefy it. On top of that, now see all these dark specks? Those are mica flakes. They're from one of the Stampendous sets. And what I did was I mixed it with, actually I used this. I mixed it, what did I use it with? I think I used it with this. Yeah, I used it with this. So I took some of this paste and mixed up some of this in it, and then just smeared it around the page. Isn't that cool? Look at it all. I just love it. I wanted to bring some more black onto it. And then you can certainly see all the glitter. There's all kinds of glitter. And that is from this Sparkle Mod Podge, which is empty now. I'm so upset. But anyway, so that's the one page. And I'll just, and then I took some white acrylic paint with this. This is meant for, I guess, for texting or whatever. And I just put the end of this in the white paint, and I put the dots around it. I wish I didn't do that. That was not my favorite thing, but it's there and it's done and I'm cool with it. Oh, and then I took 2 strips of the American Craft. They're glitter tape that has the adhesive on the back, and I just put it on the 2 corners. So I love this. I'm going to hang this up. I may have this up all year because I love it. Love, love, love. Now this one is totally different. I used different products on it as well. So again, it was with that same stencil. Then what I did was I took this, which was the first time I had used this stencil from Tim Holtz. And I stenciled the beautiful, beautiful berries with the pine leaves, and just beautiful. And I used this for those. So I started with that and let it dry. Then I came in and I just felt like doing a whole bunch of stenciling and everything. But first I laid down a couple of these. These are also from that same lady. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I'm like so... Let me see if I can find her. Oh, it's Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So it's something like this. Like this is also from her. And it's Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So if you go look at that, for that, her website, she sends out free printables every week. And I love them. I love them. So I put 2 on here. You can barely see them anymore. I did a mistake, and I'll tell you what that is in a few minutes, which kind of covered them up, but I went with it, and then I covered them up more. So I used my Heidi Swapp, my little stencils. I used these 2. I also used my Punchinella, and you can see, right, all the different, so this is Stays On ink, this is the, oh yeah, archival ink, and then I even went with white archival ink. Let me see if I can find a good, well, you can certainly see it there. Where else? So like up here. So I did a lot of, just a lot of inks, and I just had a ball doing it. I had so much fun doing it. And you know what? The page was kind of wet, right? So I did this before. You would have thought that I learned the last time I did this. So obviously it takes me a while before I pick up on things. So the page is a little wet. I'm like, oh, I'm going to put a little bit of glitter on top, right? So I have this glitter from Stickles, and it has, let me see, I don't want to get it all over. It has this awesome little shaker top. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to take it. I'm just going to shake a little bit on, and I'm going to be able to like, you know, tap it off, and it'll just give a little bit. Well, it got on there and it wouldn't come off. So it covered up her face, and then it was just, you know what, hey. So I kind of went with it, right? So then I took a brush and some of this soft matte gel, and I actually just took the brush with the gel and tried to pick up as much as I could from here, and really most of it stayed, but I was able to get a little bit of the glitter around the page on other parts. And then I also put down gold and red stars. And I think on this particular jelly plated print, I know I had at least one of these 2 products in there. So it was already very gold. So like all of this gold you see back here, that's from the jelly plate print. So, you know, there's a lot of it that you can see through, like all this green. That's from the jelly plate print. The red and the gold. So this was a ton of fun to do. So those are my two mixed media Christmas pages. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products or anything, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. This kind of stuff is a lot of fun if you like to just get your hands dirty and feel creative. And I just love the way they turn out. And I actually have this string that I hang on one wall of my mixed media room where I actually hang my art for a while. So these will start there, and then when it comes time for them to get off of that string, I'm sure I will hang these on my wall or something, because I really, really like them. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you're having a great crafty day. All right, bye-bye.